Hello, hello. What is up, gamers? We are back at it with Team Chaotix, which I don't know. Like, I'm not the one playing, obviously, and I think a lot of it is just that you haven't like missed something so far, which I'm sure will lead to a truly hellish experience. And we haven't done Casino Park yet, but it hasn't seemed that bad, Team Chaotix.
It's just like tedious.
Mm.
It's a bunch of tedious busy work.
Kill 85 robots. I can see too, like, if you had missed one of those horseshoe crabs or something, and then you had to just run around the whole level looking for it. It sounds pretty hellish.
Yeah.
But we've had a much less hellish day. Saw the new Wes Anderson movie, The Phoenician Scheme. Then went home and had an equally cinematic experience with the Xbox Games Showcase. That's right, we watched it too, even though neither of us are Xbox gamers, or even close to it. And we watched a little Tipped Off, extremely strong Melee tournament that had the least surprising possible ending of Cody Zane Grand Finals. And the very slightly surprising ending of Cody winning. So yeah, a lot of stuff to discuss, a lot of media taken in the last little bit. But I figure running through the Xbox Games Showcase, that's kind of most aligned to our shtick.
I just don't know what I'm gonna have to say. Like, everything looks so boring.
Yeah, there's like a few that I had some thoughts about.
I'm gonna kill myself right now.
Gotta get 200 rings.
Yeah.
God. Alright. I'm Googling Xbox Showcase 2025. There's the news section. Then the top link is a R Gaming mega thread where the highlighted comment that shows up in the Google search result. And just picture if you're working in the Xbox marketing department and you see this. No mention of Fable, Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5, Halo, or Forza. Yet they made plenty of time for FF7 and FF16. Not a positive review.
I mean, I don't know if they made plenty of time.
Yeah,
They
that
had,
seems
like...
unreasonable. That was like 30 seconds.
And also, I'd rather just see pre-existing Final Fantasy games than any of those. Sorry to people with like terrible taste listening to this.
We're gonna make them matter. We're gonna get through this. Alright, first they showed The Outer Worlds 2.
Looks like shit.
Uh,
First one also was not that interesting. I watched like Patrick play some of it, and it was just very like whatever.
is it kind of like Fallout where it's like an RPG
Yeah.
and you shoot stuff and stuff? Okay.
Yeah, it's like their original IP, New Vegas spiritual successors.
Sure. And people love New Vegas. Trans women in particular love New Vegas, I'm told. But I have no interest in playing it, because that genre of game has zero appeal to me. And this also had zero appeal to me. And then I got really confused when it said The Outer Worlds, because there's also the game The Outer Wilds, right? And that game, many people have told me to play. Like, people that know me and know my tastes have told me to play. And I've heard it's, like, really good and all that. And I think, like, every time I had seen reference to The Outer Worlds before, I thought they were just the same game. Like, I thought there was only one game called both The Outer Wilds and The Outer Worlds. Like, I didn't recognize those were two different names. So I was, like, really confused.
Okay.
You're doing pretty good. Like, I don't want to jinx it. But so far, so good, I think. So that was, like, just confusing. But, yeah, what the... Dude, he's playing the Biwa? Oh shit, you did it! 200 rings! So yeah, that was what it was. And then they showed High on Life 2.
Yeah.
Am I crazy to think that because it came out that the guy who's like behind all this stuff is like a child predator, that maybe he should lose like a little bit of like panache and they shouldn't just continue on
Well, I don't
making
think
everything associated with him?
I don't think he's involved with the game.
Well, originally he was involved with the studio. Didn't
Yeah.
he co-found the studio?
I think so, but I think he lost all his rights to that stuff.
It was founded by Justin Roiland in 2016. He resigned from his position at the studio, but I think he probably still owns the studio. Like, he used to be CEO, but he's not CEO of the studio anymore. But I imagine it's still, like, his, really. You know, like, it's not like he stopped making money from it if he founded it and stuff. I don't know. It's like, kind of crazy to me that this guy not only still is making games and stuff, but, like, his game is highlighted prominently at Xbox Games Showcase. But yeah, no interest. No interest from me. The moment has passed, if there ever was one. The fact that they're still making Rick and Morty too kind of like fucks with me. But I might still watch that. I don't know, just out of inertia. See how bad it's getting.
I might still watch Rick and Morty though.
I might still watch Rick and Morty. I'm gonna download it. I gotta download it for all the fans.
For the Rico Mortissimos.
The Rico Mortissimos out there. I gotta rip my Rick and Morty bong and bong out and watch some R&M, bro.
Bong out.
I gotta bong out and bong out. Rick and Morty out. It's gonna be a time. Then they showed Resonance, A Plague Tale Legacy. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
I know of these Plague Tale games. I think it's... Yep.
Yep. Yeah.
I think it's very funny.
Oh my god. Is, like, Charmy anyone's favorite character?
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah? They may have managed to make a character that everyone hates. Well, whatever. Then they showed the new handheld. It seems like everybody wants to make a handheld now. They realized...
Felt like the most interesting thing of the whole showcase. It was just like... They didn't really show any specifics about it other than we're making a handheld, but I'm curious, like, how powerful is it going to be compared to the Steam Deck?
Yeah, yeah.
What sort of things can they do to incentivize wanting this over a Steam Deck?
Yeah. Could be cheaper than a Steam Deck, that's for sure. I would imagine they gotta position it as cheaper.
Could be.
Could be. I actually have no clue.
Will they? Doubtful.
Yeah, it's like there's the PlayStation 1 that Michael has, the Portal or something.
Yeah, well, it's not really
that was
the
a little
same,
different because it's like streaming from the console.
Because it's just stream from your PS5.
Yeah, versus it actually plays the game. But I don't know. It feels like everybody is catching on to the fact that the Switch is like the best-selling console of all time. It only took them 10 years. But maybe even if they started working on it day one, it would take that long to come up with something like this. And actually bring it to market.
Yeah.
What do you think of it being called the Xbox Ally in Pride Month?
Many people are wondering.
Many people are wondering, has Xbox gone woke?
Oh, God.
Then something called The Blood of the Dawnwalker, which is like a vampire game.
Yeah.
I remember this.
I thought it was weird it was made by Bandai Namco. I thought they just did anime slop.
Yeah, I thought I think because I knew it was Bandai Namco, I thought it was like a samurai game. And I was like, ooh, it's like vampires and samurai. But I don't even think it's samurai. I think it's just like vampire hunter man. Then they showed probably the most interesting game to me, Super Meat Boy 3D.
Oh yeah.
Super Meat Boy, it's not my favorite of the indie movement-based platformers, but I think it is very landmark as it was like the first one, really. It established a whole lot of conventions for that genre. Super fast movement, brutal difficulty, super quick respawning with unlimited tries, just grinding through level after level. Are you okay?
I missed one.
Oh, you have to get a like full bingo or whatever?
No, I have to get 10 VIP chips.
Oh.
I missed another one.
Oh god. Yeah, okay, I can
Okay.
oh,
I missed that one.
the hitbox of that was like painfully accurate.
Okay,
Got one.
there's one. Maybe they put more than you need in the level.
That would be so nice.
That would be mint.
That would be maybe the best game design decision I've seen in this entire game. But yeah, Meat Boy, I think, was really, really innovative. It was also just kind of one of the first big indie game successes. Where it was like, ooh, this used to just be like a Flash game, and now it's getting like a full console release, and people are like talking about it. And it's like getting merch and spin-offs and crossovers. Like, it was one of the first indie games to become kind of like a phenomenon in and of itself, beyond just the game. Nice. The best game design decision they've made. And it's like interesting to me to make a 3D platformer that attempts to have like the speed and precision of a game like Meat Boy, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you ever saw like Celeste 64, that mod.
Oh, I saw a little bit of that, yeah.
Yeah. Seems to be going for kind of a similar vibe of like, it's kind of the same pace and action, but now on planes instead of a line. Could be good. Could be fun. I don't know. I'm interested to see. Then they showed Ninja Gaiden 4, which is pretty sweet. It's been a long-ass time since Ninja Gaiden Sigma. Or no, Sigma was the remake. I thought 3 was called Sigma, because the Sigma kind of looks like a 3. Uppercase Sigma. But yeah, Ninja Gaiden 3 was 2012.
Yeah, I remember that coming out.
So, pretty big revival. I don't know. I've heard those games are really good. Could be good, could be good. Then they did Indiana Jones DLC, sure. It was about giants. That's cool. I like the Christian conspiracists that think that there used to be giants and stuff. It's like more obscure than like Atlantis or aliens or whatever, but you occasionally get to hear about these. Did you watch that Dan Olsen video about fake dinosaur footprints?
No.
It's a really nice one. I really like that one. But yeah, it's like there's this guy that was just making fake dinosaur footprints to sell to like tourists and rubes and stuff. And then he started mixing in giant human footprints and doctoring it so it looks like they were at the same time as the giant print or the dinosaur prints. So, oh, giants were real and they lived at the time of the dinosaurs. And this is somehow biblically accurate, even though the Bible doesn't say any of this shit. Then they showed the Game Freak game called Beast of Reincarnation, which ran at like 10 frames per second. It's not often Game Freak makes non-Pokemon games. They do it every like 3 or 4 years. And normally they're like a card battling mobile game or puzzle game or platformer like Drill Dozer, or there's Hometown Hero or whatever it was called. This is such a strange animation, man. So for them to make kind of like a AAA aspiring high fidelity action game is like really weird to me. Especially one that just looks like a million other kind of like dark supernatural samurai games. Like that's like kind of the prevalent aesthetic right now. I'm like, why is Game Freak doing this? Like, you've got like the biggest cash cow franchise of all time in your purview, and then you're like, I want to do something else. I want to make like a passion project. I'm gonna make like the most popular genre and setting of game. It's very, very weird to me. Then they showed what I think is the most obnoxious trailer, Clockwork Revolution.
Oh, that felt like it was never gonna end.
It just went on and on and on. It's like a steampunk time manipulation shooter. Of course, it's a shooter. And it had so much, like, quote-unquote comedy and banter and scenes of personality and stuff. And it's just like, I don't know, it's like it's a piss off that they do all of this and then the entire game is just like running around and shooting. And I'm like, you guys don't really have ideas. It's still just the veneer of like a unique aesthetic. It's, oh, you can build your own gun or whatever. Who cares? You're still just shooting a gun. But yeah, it looked very stupid, very annoying. The steampunk aesthetic in general I find very irritating. I don't know. I don't know if there's like people out there that are like, yes, finally, a steampunk game.
Yeah.
I think the moment is past.
Culture is way beyond that stuff now.
Mm-hmm. Then they showed Grounded 2,
Yeah.
which is the second you're small and shooting bugs game I've seen in like as many days.
Yeah.
That really confused me at first. And that's made by Obsidian, which confuses me. I thought they just made like RPGs and stuff.
They make all sorts of things.
Huh. They call me all sorts of things.
They call me, see this car back here? They call me the Silver Bullet. They call me all kinds of things.
And then they... Krungs?
Oh, yeah.
Krung's the New Dawn. This was like a horror shooter thing by Bloober Team.
And Bloober Team wanted to make Dead Space next, now that they're done aping Silent Hill, because they got to make Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah, and then they're going to get to make the Dead Space remake. It's
Well, the Dead Space remake already happened, so
No,
I guess the best they can hope for is Dead Space 2 remake.
Or Dead Space remake.
Oh!
It's a C boot. Yeah, but it provided some laughs because they had like one of those staticky, glitchy logos, and Cole thought it said Krungs. And it was funny to imagine that there would be a game called Krungs. Then they showed stuff for expansion or just event or something for Elder Scrolls Online. This was one of the most endearing trailers to me, and I feel like they always have a trailer for Elder Scrolls Online that just looks like this, where they're just obviously using footage captured in the game and just like doing emotes and stuff.
Yeah.
And just like showing off like pets. Because you know there's like 500 people watching that are just like, oh, puggies! Look at all that content!
More than 500. Apparently they have 26 million players.
Well, yeah, they said join 26 million players, which the only way that even comes close to making sense to me if that's like lifetime total number of accounts. But in no way are you joining. Like, there's not 26 million active players. I'm gonna look it up. I would guess there is, on an average day, 3,000 people playing Elder Scrolls Online at some point during the day.
That.
I don't know. I don't think it's that popular.
I don't think it's that popular, but I think clearly with how long it's been going on, it has to be more popular than that.
I don't know. MMOs can kind of survive on life support for a long time. There's like a whole secondary industry of old MMOs that, well, but this one isn't being kept on life support. It's getting stuff and getting shown in
that's what I mean.
showcases and stuff.
It's getting new stuff all the time and getting showed off everywhere.
All right, well, what's your guess? Because I got the number here, and I was way off. I'll admit that.
I'll admit that.
I'll admit to that.
I don't know, like 100,000.
Oh, way less than that though. It's 13,000.
Huh.
That's their average daily count.
Oh.
This is pretty good.
Don't go through the red ring; it will just send you to your doom. Bad rats.
What the? Okay, so I looked up top 20 MMOs, and it just has a bunch of games that I do not consider MMOs at all. Baldur's Gate 3? How is that an MMO?
It's not even close to an MMO.
It's not even close to an MMO. And then Wuthering Waves, which is a
Gacha game.
Then Path of Exile 2, which is not an MMO. It's a Diablo type game. Then Honkai Star Rail, which is like
gacha game.
Another gacha game. And then finally we got World of Warcraft, which had 1.1 million players. Then OSRS had 585,000, and those are like the top ones. Dude, Wakfu has 127,000 daily players. That's insane. There's more. No, I can't read numbers. No. Final Fantasy 14 has 339k. I thought it would actually be more. I thought it would be closer to WoW. WoW is just a whole other beast.
Oh, fuck.
Huh. What the fuck is this sorted by? What? It's not... Oh my god. Why did I get tricked into going to mmopopulation.com? What about MMO stats? Yeah, this makes more sense to me. Elder Scrolls Online 500k daily players. What? Estimation of the number of players based on social signals from the Elder Scrolls Online, such as social followers, posts, likes, retweets, YouTube subscribers, Twitch viewers, and similar data. Note, since this is not based on actual player data, the estimation may differ from real player counts. What? Why is, like, every website shit? why can't, like, why is every place just lying to me? Why can't I just find this number? Okay, whatever. I have to stop caring for my own sanity. This is unknowable knowledge. Then they showed something called Aphelion. This is where you're, like, climbing a mountain.
Yeah, I spaced out during this.
I don't know. At least you weren't shooting a gun. I'll give it, like, 3 points for that. Oh, and then they showed this game, No Ghosts at the Grand.
Oh, this looked so annoying.
It looked... Okay, I think... I totally get why you said that. I'd say, in terms of personality, it looked hella annoying. In terms of actual gameplay, though, I think it was one of the more interesting games they showed. It seems to be, like a genuine, like, mystery game. Where you have to... I don't know. This is me extrapolating based on, like, a couple scenes in the trailer where I was like, ooh. But it's like you looked up a symbol in the book and then you had to draw the symbol on the wall. And I was like, ooh. It's a mist-like. Which, who knows? In terms of, like, the personality of the game and the performances of everybody, it did seem very, very annoying. But at least you weren't shooting stuff. Nobody picked up a gun. Instead, you picked up a damn book. That's what I like to see. Oh, and then they showed a expansion for Age of Mythology remake. That was exciting. RTS gamers, we out here.
Oh, that hit me for some reason. Cool.
I played a lot of Age of Mythology as a kid. I would cheat liberally and spawn in like 1 million of the god units. That was a lot of fun. So I was kind of too lazy to actually play an RTS at that age. Then they showed this game called Mudang Two Hearts, which was like that action Korean game where you're...
Oh, like Korean Splinter Cell.
Yeah, I thought it looked like Splinter Cell. The guy had the face thingy of Splinter Cell Man at one point. Sure. Then they showed Princess of Lana 2, Children of the Leaf, and you started popping off because you're a big Planet of Lana fan. You're a Lana head, as I've heard. This looked kind of like another kind of out of this world type game, but it seemed kind of sauceless. I don't know. Nothing in the trailer really interested me. Sure. Then you can go fishing in Fallout 76.
Yeah.
That got a whole trailer.
That was a charming little diversion.
It was, I like that they do these live action trailers where it's like a parody of old American TV or whatever. Going back to that Reddit post I saw though, like, they really did show like no Halo, no Fable, no Forza, but you got to see Fallout 76 fishing. I am so shocked you're alive right now. I'm impressed. What? What? The game just refused to let you live. He just like warped 100 feet off stage.
You just gotta roll with the punches on that one. It's just like, I guess I deserve that.
Then they showed a solo leveling thing.
Oh yeah.
And I wasn't paying attention. I was doing something on my phone. And I started watching the trailer. And it was all just like very generic action shit. And anime. And I was like... I bet this is what solo leveling is like. And then it was solo leveling. That really cracked me up. And then they showed Animo, which is like a monster collection game where you get to turn into the monster. And that actually has a lot of appeal to me, because I like 3D platformers with lots of charming little control styles and stuff, like Mario Odyssey or whatever. The creatures look very uncanny and uninteresting, but at least they didn't look exactly like Pokemon. They didn't look like Temu Pokemon, like another game I could mention. They at least tried to come up with their own art style, as kind of uninspired as it still was. I'll give it points for that. So I was like, what's the deal with this game? I looked it up on Reddit just a little bit ago, and they were like, yeah, this is going to be like a gacha game. It's not like you go around collecting critters. You gacha for critters. And it's going to be like a huge money grab.
Fuck my dick, shit fucker.
What are you trying to do? I'm sorry, like...
Pay attention. You don't get to know.
Fair enough, fair enough. So yeah, I don't know. This game, a couple things in the trailer kind of charmed me. And then everything I learned about it since then has like really disappointed me. But I feel like it's a sign that Xbox is like featuring this. That it seems like people are willing to give any game that superficially resembles Pokemon in various ways a shot. Even if they don't have any interesting ideas.
Well, because, like, even real Pokemon sucks right now, so...
Well, yeah. And I think it's like, beyond... Oh, real Pokemon sucks, so I don't want to play that, I want to play something else. I'm convinced that all these fucking Redditors, even if Pokemon was good, they wouldn't be playing it. But they have this sort of vendetta against Pokemon, where they're like... Pokemon is so bad, and they've had monopoly on monster catching games for too long, and they're resting on their laurels, so I'm gonna play Pal World, a shit game that I otherwise would have no interest in, to stick it to Nintendo. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of really shitty monster catching games. What? That are
This
like
is such a garbage segment.
they're like trying to capitalize on like Nintendo's spite. I think is basically what it comes down to. That it's not like they're gonna play Pokemon either way, but they're just mad at the fact that Pokemon is still selling millions and millions of copies while being like super phoned in.
Choo. Yep. Okay. I'm trying my hardest to live here. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Because I like must hate myself or something. I always go into all the Reddit threads about Pal Worlds and about like the lawsuit and stuff.
See people being like, "Fuck Nintendo, they're so fucking greedy."
Yeah. I think I do it as sort of like a ritual penance to make my my unflinching fealty to Nintendo even stronger. To know thine enemy and to feel more and more separated from the Nintendo hater. And that's what empowers me to do things like drop like an ungodly amount of money on a Switch Do on day one. But yeah, I don't know. He said not bad as he was dying. Because they don't make any noise when they're dying, they just say whatever they're gonna say anyway.
They just say whatever they're thinking.
They just say whatever. Yeah, I don't know. It's not like I'm a big modern Pokemon defender. Like, the games, I definitely think could be a lot better.
Okay.
I don't really care about the performance of them or whatever. Like, I'm sure it makes it frustrating for them to play. Why are you floating? Are you What? Oh, I don't have depth perception.
Okay, I was like, what do you mean am I floating?
It looked like you were... I don't know, man. But it's like... It just bugs me that ever since X and Y, they've kind of just given up on doing, like, post-game content, or really just having a lot of content in general. Or like secrets or
It was
dungeons
crazy,
or whatever.
The Gen 3 remakes with like how much content is in Emerald specifically.
Yes.
And they just put none of that in these Gen 3 remakes. And I was
Yeah.
like, why not?
Yeah. Well, the reason why not, and this was said in an interview by Masuda, is that kids have smartphones now. So before, they would make a game that had like 100 hours of content. And you were like a bored 12-year-old, and what else are you gonna do? You're gonna play Pokemon in your GBA for 100 hours and do all that shit. And now they're like, why would we do that when the kid finishes like the main quest, they're just gonna play a different game or play on their phone or whatever. And it's like, I can kind of get the logic, but like, bruh, you're like still charging full price, and then you take things that would normally be the post game and just make them into like paid expansions, you know? Like it's not like some people are like, oh, the expansions are basically like the third version of your, you know, you buy the DLC and it's sort of like you're buying Emerald or whatever, and it's cheaper, so it's a good deal. But no, it's like something with the content richness of Emerald just doesn't exist, and the DLC is like just getting it to the level of like base game Red or Ruby and Sapphire. Like
God, get me out of here.
There's just such a dearth of content. That's what really bothers me. That's why I love playing Mario Mon so much. So much shit to do in Mario Mon. Sure, some of it sucked, but, you know. Ooh, and I was watching a little speedrun documentary, as I am inclined to do because of the autism, about the 100% Emerald run, where you have to do all of the Battle Frontier. And it takes like I think like 11 hours. And it's like super RNG heavy and stuff. And I was like, man, that's awesome. There's like nothing like that in modern Pokemon games. But anyway, this is a long tangent. Yeah. So I'm not a huge fan of the new games because of that. I just don't really like the way that they're designed so minimally. But they do introduce like dozens and dozens and dozens of new Pokemon every time, and I think the designs are still great. And they introduce a ton of characters, and I think the designs are still great. And they have a silly little plot, which is like fine. I don't think it's mind blowing. I don't think it's been like really anything interesting since Black and White, or really before Black and White either. But it's like something, and it's a story that you play through, and shit happens, and there's little arcs for all the characters. And it's like, dude, Power World has none of this shit. I'm pretty sure Animo won't have any of that. It'll just have like a rotating banner of gacha characters, and then you just run around doing shit. Like, Pokemon is still so much more substantial than all of these so-called Pokemon killers. And it's like, when it comes down to it, it's the character designs and stuff, the Pokemon designs. That's where the money is. That's what sells them cards and merch. That's what the anime is based on. That's what they can make movies on. And it's like, Pokemon is the only thing close to having the quality and the formula and like the resources to make that happen. So just the idea that Pal World is... Are you gonna start making Pal World cards and have people stake out Costco overnight to try to buy Pal World cards? I don't think so, buddy. These fucking Redditors are so delusional. Nintendo's just scared because the Pokemon killer finally came out. What? The reason Pokemon doesn't like Pal World is because the Pokemon, or the Pals, look exactly like Pokemon, and they have assault rifles. And I don't understand how gun-brained you have to be, how American you have to be to not look at that and be like, yeah, Nintendo's gonna have a problem with that. You have a thing that, for all intents and purposes, to any normie, is just like another Pikachu, and it's holding an assault rifle. And you're like, yeah, this is gonna be the new Pokemon. We're gonna have plushies of this dude and his assault rifle in EB Games. It's like, no, you're fucking not! Is it any wonder that Nintendo is suing this company? Oh, man. Oh, it pisses me off so much. They literally made Pokemon with guns and then just went like, but we're just small bean. We just wanted to make a better monster catcher. It looks like somebody's afraid of innovation.
Somebody's afraid of innovation.
We made a survival crafter that's like every other survival crafter, and then we recolored Pokemon and gave them guns. It sounds like somebody isn't ready for the new paradigm. God, it pisses me off. Oh, I hate Power World so much. Anyways, moving on. Then Tony Hawk showed up.
Yeah, then Tony Hawk showed up. I saw someone in another chat I was in be like, man, Tony Hawk looks like shit. And I was like, he just looks like a guy who's like 60, because he's a guy who's like 60.
Like, I think if he aged anything less than like a world-class athlete, he would look like a withered skeleton right now. Like, you're just used to seeing him when he was like 30, and now he's like 60.
And he still skates.
It's amazing, yeah. He's still in great shape. He's 57 years old. Anthony Frank Hawk. Sounds like a fake name.
Anthony Frank.
But yeah, these Tony Hawk Pro Skater remakes, they seem like they're going so all out with like new features, new controls, online play, new modes, whatever. Why even call them remakes? I don't get it.
Because they are still remakes.
I guess, but like, just because they're using the same levels and stuff?
Yeah, it's like still the exact same progression from the original games.
Oh, okay. Alright, that's fair. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, they look impressive. I liked playing those games as a kid. That seems like a worthy remake, where it's like, you can just enhance it so much in terms of gameplay depth and stuff.
What?
What? Why did that happen? He just killed himself.
Ah!
He just wanted to die.
I hate being the chaotix. This isn't even the worst chaotix level. Don't touch anything, Chami the bee.
Then they showed a game. Oh, this one! At Fate's End. I kind of like the look of this one.
This is from the Spiritfarer devs.
I've never heard of that.
My sister liked that game.
Thunder Lotus Games. Basically, it just seemed kind of like stylistically interesting. And I liked some of the designs. And then they did a couple gameplay things that I thought looked really cool. Where it's like, there's like a... You investigate stuff, and then it puts together like a family tree. And there's a tab called Secrets. Which I was like, oh, okay, this is the sort of gameplay I like. Filling in a spreadsheet. And then... Do you remember there was a scene where you're like fighting a battle, and then you like clash? And during the clash, there's like a dialogue option.
Yeah.
I was like, that's kind of neat, because that's like anime, you know? Like, you in that decisive moment when the blades are clashing, both characters have like a little soliloquy and restate their motives and stuff.
True.
And I'm like, huh, I've never seen that like represented in a video game before. Especially with like a dialogue option too. That it's like the fight is progressing both through gameplay and through making those choices. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool. Then they showed Gears of War Reloaded. They're remaking Gears of War 1. Whatever.
Who could possibly
Who
care?
could possibly care? Then Persona 4 remake. I don't... Again, it's like... What about Persona 6? Like... is Persona 4 really, like, that dated? Like, doesn't it look fine?
Well, it's funny they just re-released Golden, like, a couple of years ago on PC and stuff. And now I, like, have such a feeling that it's gonna be, like, no Golden content, and that'll be, like, a paid DLC.
That would be a big piss-off. I don't know. It would just be like the Pokemon remakes.
Well, they did that with Persona 3.
Yeah, there was no FES stuff, right?
Yeah.
And you couldn't
That
be
was the DLC you had to buy the answer.
You couldn't buy the girl MC either, right?
Yeah, the girl MC is just completely not available.
I don't know, it's so weird to me. Like, it's one thing to be like, we are remaking the definitive edition and we're making it even more definitive. But to be like, we're gonna run through the whole money-making gauntlet again. As if the Golden, like, wasn't... I don't know, like... It's stupid to me. It's annoying. But at the same time, I love P4. It's my favorite of those games. Not that I've played all of them. I haven't played 5. But I liked 4 a lot. I like Chie a lot. I think, you know, we can all agree that anyone with taste would love Chie.
It's so funny that you're so hung up on this Chie thing. She's a hick. She's a bum.
And what am I? And what am I?
You're a classy lady.
Well, I used to be a hick. I still have some hick tendencies.
She eats gravel. You're like a real human.
I like to eat wild plants and such. It's a type of gravel. I don't know why I'm such a TA defender. I just really like her. I played her in the fighting game too.
Ah, shit.
She was very, very fun in the fighting game. Oh, then they showed more stuff for Sea of Thieves. Sure. Did you play that?
Yeah, me and Olivia and Alex used to play it.
I like the idea of it. I like pirates. Seems like it's good that it's still going. I don't know. Then they showed... Oh, the Invincible fighting game. That was kind of cool.
That was weird.
It looked exactly like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like, the graphics, mostly, and then just kind of, like, the pace of combos and stuff, and the way the tags worked, really, really looked like MVC3 to me. By Quarter Up Studios. Have they made anything before? Let me find out. But yeah, I've heard that show is good.
Yeah, I've heard the comics are cool.
So it's like
Okay.
led by former members of the core Killer Instinct 2013 dev team. Okay.
Yeah, the people who made the Killer Instinct remake for Xbox One launch.
I see, I see. Yeah, this is their first game as the studio. Sure. Come on, man. Lackluster performance, I'd say. What? How is this supposed to motivate a young child to keep playing?
It didn't.
Then they showed off Final Fantasy VII coming to Xbox.
Oh, what the fuck? I had a key.
Oh. Well, you can get a redundant emerald. Why not? And Final Fantasy 16 coming to Xbox. Sure. And then the last... No, sorry. The last game they showed that I was interested in was Keeper, which is by the Psychonauts guys, Double Fine. And it's like a platformer where you play as a animate lighthouse and with like a bird. And it looked good. It looked like the sort of game I would actually enjoy. I liked how strangely the lighthouse moved around. I liked the idea of playing as like this large, cumbersome character. I liked that the bird would like decorate the lighthouse and stuff. The settings looked interesting. There's a lot of like weird stuff going on. Looked interesting. I would say for me, Psychonauts is like a great game outside of like the humor of it and stuff. Like the writing never did a whole lot for me. Although sometimes I like Tim Schafer writing. I don't know. Actually, Psychonauts, there's some writing I liked. Now that I think for more than a second about it. So yeah, I don't know. Overall, I'm like, this looks good. Thoughts?
No, I don't really have any thoughts on it.
That was maybe the one I was most excited about besides Meat Boy 3D. Or maybe the Invincible fighting game, I don't know.
I was like, this seems like a cool idea at least, but other than that, I was not really like, oh man, I gotta play this. So it's just like, okay.
It's one of those games where it's like, I hope to find out later it's good, and then I'll want to play it.
Yeah.
And then there's another leap where it's like, will I actually play it? But I'll at least want to play it and keep it on my radar. Then they showed Call of Duty Black Ops 7. And yeah, nothing to say about that.
Okay, that's a cool new hitbox I've never seen before. I just jumped into that. That was just bad timing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you're supposed to do besides just guess when it's gonna happen. So yeah, no Halo, no
Okay,
Forza,
cool.
no Fable, no anything.
Spread your assholes! Just gonna target things at random, and then get stuck on the front. Okay. And then once again, just you should have known.
Just you should have known somehow.
And we'll come
You ought
to
to
this
know.
absolute fisting of a section.
Alanis Morissette, you ought to know.
All anus Morissette.
Oh, I heard that song today.
Why are you randomly targeting other bullshit?
Why just it targeted the drone thing it sent out? Maybe this is a hot take, but the idea of a homing attack is just like inherently bad.
Okay. Okay. Why? 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 Okay.
Okay, he really wants to attack the middle part that doesn't take damage. He's an intellectual person, this chameleon of yours.
Okay.
Okay.
What
the fuck?
What?
Oh my god. Honestly, I don't care where they got or stole influences from. This looked like a great big ball of enjoyable fun, and some of those effects were absolutely beautiful. I'm here for the monster capturing revival we're seeing, and it's fantastic that Pal World has brought both the innovation and competition that Nintendo needed for so long. Their monopoly on the genre is a chokehold that prints money, but their games have felt far too stale for so long.
And this is about Animo.
Yeah. This looks like that AI cat game from last year that looks like it's been abandoned. That's more accurate.
A far more honest assessment. Vector the crocodile, I'm gonna kill myself in front of you. And alter the trajectory of your life forever.
I think that's like a true language defining meme. Twitter post.
Okay.
Alright. Very good.
Okay. Hey, Peter.
It is kind of interesting though, because when Pokemon first came out, there was like 800 other monster catching franchises, and now Pokemon is hitting like a new level of cultural saturation that I think is the biggest peak they've had since those early days. So maybe we should just expect to see like a whole lot of people trying to hop on.
Yeah, I mean, I think that just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with not just like how much popularity Pokemon's hitting, but just how much popularity card games are having in general.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I'm honestly surprised I haven't seen more just attempts at slapping any single license onto a card game. Like, there's been quite a few, but I thought there would be, like, all of them.
Well, I mean, the only one that's really... fucking stupid faggot robots. I fucking lose my mind. The One Piece card game.
Yes. The One Piece card game has been a big success. I think that was, like, very, very smart of them to do.
I hate the way this homing attack works against the Egghawk. Because it doesn't.
It just doesn't. You're getting like one hit each time, at least. So you will get there eventually.
B, Charmy, B. I'm entering psychosis.
It's okay. We'll stop after this.
Okay. This is like for no reason harder than the fucking Team Dark version.
I think it's because your guys... Like, I think SPO's homing attack is actually just slower than Shadow's. And they didn't test it, obviously. So it's like, trying to hit it while it's backing up is just like nearly impossible. Oh, that is a good technique. Nice.
Sorry, I just had to mash it out as hard as I possibly could.
Yup. Sometimes that's what you gotta do.
Oh, we got out of there.
Anyways, that was the Xbox showcase, which I think is kind of the end of Summer Games Fest stuff.
Yeah. That was the last major showcase, I think. Now we just wait for the Capcom showcase.
Oh, when's that?
I don't know.
Oh.
I
thought maybe they'd announced it with the way you said that.
No, I was hoping to God they do one soon so I can learn more about Resident Evil 9.
I just want another Nintendo showcase, which probably won't happen until DK's out. But I imagine they'll do one pretty soon after that for the rest of the year. Since we don't know anything else that's coming besides Kirby Air Ride 2. Alright, we did it. We escaped. We defeated all the game showcase.
Get through the forest. Oh, this one sucks.
Oh, that actually sounds like so ass. Why the fuck do you care? The frogs are our friends. What? Spotted by who? We just blew up all the robots! What?